You know, for those of us that have been playing for a while, we tend to play the same thing over and over again. We sort of get into a rut. Nice melody, it sounds terrific, we got that down, but we can't seem to get past that. And I remember the first time that happened to me, I was really discouraged because I didn't know how to get past it. And one day I was walking by a mirror while I was playing, and I was noticing some of the notes I wasn't playing. So I changed that, and it really helped. But within a relatively short period of time, 2 or 3 months, the same thing was happening, even with the new notes. So then I realized, okay, I've got to change that, and I figured out how to do that. And over the years, I realized that that's always going to happen. It's never going to stop doing that. And so we always have to change and grow, which is great because it makes us better players, and it makes it fun and challenging so it doesn't become boring. So in this chapter, we're going to go over some old techniques and some new styles, new techniques, ideas that'll really help change your playing style. As we all know, there are only a couple of different ways that we can affect the flute while we're playing. You can use your breath, or your tonguing, or your fingering. In fingering, we have the fluttering, and fluttering is as we play the individual note, we're fluttering it. You can trill, and trilling is basically taking one note and you're fluttering it, but you continue to flutter that while you're playing other notes. In this case, I really like fluttering with this particular note right here. Another method would be to bend the note, and bending a note is going from one note to another very slowly. There are a couple of different ways that you can bend the note. You can lift slowly and go back down slowly. You can roll off of the note and roll back on again, or you can slide off the note and slide back on. But we found it's best to go ahead and have your finger positioned on the flute so that it's much easier for you to know where you are as opposed to lifting. Now you can combine many of these techniques together. For instance, we can trill while we're bending a note. Now, any of these techniques are easy to use, but it's important not to fill the song completely with them. Use them as a grace note, use them as something that just gives kind of an embellishment. In your tonguing techniques, you've got the word ta and the word tick. Ta tends to be very soft. The word tick is it's powerful and very poignant. Now you can combine them, tick-a-ta, tick-a-ta, tick-a-ta. You can also do a trilling, and with your tongue. Most of us have different mouth muscles, so trilling is easier for some, not so easy for others. Trilling, you can just do it in short spurts. When flipping your tongue back and forth really quickly in front of the mouthpiece, it makes it sound like you're really fingering very quickly. Now, any of these techniques are wonderful for a song, just to insert little pieces. Try not to overdo it because it takes away from the specialness. One of the ways I found very early on that really helped me to overcome a rut and kind of go, get past it, is to play in the mirror. And I remember playing my song, just playing the same song over and over, and you'll be amazed all the note combinations you'll see in there that you're not using. So play those new combinations for yourself in the mirror and start memorizing them a little bit, and they'll make it, you'll be able to make them yours and really use them in your songs. Give it a try. The native flute is a wonderful instrument to be played outdoors. So it makes it perfect to take outside and play your landscape and your environment. Behind us is Mount Wrightson in Patagonia, Arizona, and it inspires us every day. In this case, it's perfect for us to have a song because it has created a song for us. We play the low notes, would be the valleys, and as it goes up, you play a little bit higher note, it goes back down, then goes back up again and peaks and and then again goes down and play the low notes. Here's an example. I'm going to play it from left to right. There's so many other things in nature that you can play. You can play the clouds, you can play a line of trees that varies. Anything that in nature that has a variation, you'll be able to find a song in. Playing different scales is a very powerful technique to vary your playing style. Now the word scale is a little bit intimidating until we kind of understand what a scale really is. The native flute is based on the pentatonic scale. So if you keep the third hole closed, we have 5 holes that we can play with. Penta, meaning 5, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And anything within that scale we know works. No matter what we play, it sounds really harmonious. While all the other scales that we're looking at, that you may be looking at, they pretty much operate the same way. It's a sequence of notes that work well together. So if you wanted to find a quick reference to the scales in our How to Play booklet, in the back, we have some of the scales that work really well with the native flute. Most of us have learned to play the native flute by playing from the heart, playing what feels right, what feels good to us, and that's great. We still want to do that. But when you kind of hit a rut, you hit the wall, we found songbooks are really a terrific tool to be able to get past that. Because in the songbooks, as you play the notes, you're going to play different notes, different timing, and different sequences. Playing with others, whether they're playing a flute or they're playing a drum, piano, or guitar, is a good way to improve your flute playing style. Because you're going to have to adapt. You've got to adapt to their timing, you've got to adapt to their techniques, and also if they're playing a flute, you're going to see the different notes they play and you'll learn from that. It's a very intimate and fun way to be able to learn more. We included a chapter on the DVD, it's called Playing Together, and it'll go into a lot more detail.